Good evening, everyone. My name is Jordan Nicole, and I'm here with the lovely
Weston Funk.
Yes.
So happy Indigenous Peoples Day, although formerly known as, Columbus Day.
Yes, indeed. This holiday is very dividing to some because in 55 states they changed it to Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah, 55 cities, but...
Or sorry, oh my God, 50,
yes,
55
they definitely
cities.
did, and
What am I
we're
saying?
trying to, remember the people that were here first because of, a lot of things that have come out from Christopher Columbus since then.
Yeah.
But, today is a good day. It's a beautiful Monday. We're about midway through the semester. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I just got an A on my math test today, so
There you go.
no one can tell me nothing.
That's super cool. Well, so what else has been going on, the news that you've seen?
Kavanaugh just got appointed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did see that. Kavanaugh got appointed to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, there has been an uproar in the U.S. about that. Whatever side you're on, a lot of people are very emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also been some good sports. The Chiefs stayed stayed undefeated, so they're 5-0. They're one of the two teams that are undefeated left in the NFL. So
Wow.
that's really impressive. They've been doing a lot better, and their defense really stepped it up, even though that Patrick Mahomes had a little bit of a rough patch this week. So.
Yes, go Chiefs.
Yeah.
And other sports news,
Yeah.
the UFC 229 fight was on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that was an
Yeah.
awesome fight. The preceding fights were great too, but it was Conor McGregor against Khabib, Irish against Russian. So
yeah.
super, super awesome fight. The Khabib won by submission, and he seemed to dominate the whole fight. But I think that most people are not really focusing on the fight itself, but what happened after the fight,
Yeah, it's the aftermath of the fight. And I have to say, the anticipation leading up to the fight, the before and the after, was what I found most interesting because it seemed like McGregor was kind of egging him on.
Definitely.
There were talks of disrespect towards his religion, towards his family, in regards towards his dad's. Don't have the specifics of what was said.
But Khabib took it very seriously, and he hopped right out of the ring, as you just saw, and started actually another fight outside the ring. People ended up hopping back into the ring and start punching Conor McGregor, so it was a huge mess. I'm sure a lot of people will be fined and maybe have some repercussions with the UFC.
Yeah, so this fight was definitely personal. I did not see any handshaking after.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah, exactly. So were you rooting for someone specifically? Were you Team McGregor or Team Khabib?
I didn't have a specific person I was rooting for. My brother was actually a boxer growing up, so I watched a lot of fighting, but I'd say that I just kind of wanted to see McGregor lose because he's a little bit overconfident.
Okay.
But it was a pretty good fight. The fights before it were really awesome, so I enjoyed it. But
Okay. So after the break, we have a special guest, Chris Johnson, coming up next. And he's going to be discussing the weather.
Yeah, he's an atmospheric science major, and he's been working with us, for the past few weeks and few shows. So awesome. Stay tuned with us to get the next interview right after this.
All right.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Welcome back. I'm Meredith Chappell, and I'm here with our special guest today. His name is Chris Johnson. So Chris has just joined our staff. So where are you from, Chris?
I am from the Seattle of the Midwest because all it does is rain, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, so what kind of things do you do there, and what do you like any sports there, stuff like that?
Big Vikings fan, unfortunately a Twins fan. Not a huge basketball guy, but like I said, Skol.
What does that mean?
That's Skol Vikings.
Oh, okay, I see. So what do you like about Minneapolis's weather and things like that?
Well, it's kind of like a bipolar climate because you have really nice temperatures in the summertime, and in the winter it's literally death. You have temperatures that pretty much go lower than 20 degrees below zero, and inhaling in that is nothing but pain. So.
Okay, so what have you experienced there that's kind of the extreme weather? Like, what's the worst thing you've experienced there?
Well, we had a blizzard in April this year, and we got about 20 inches of snow in the middle of April. Like, I was having baseball practice, and we basically had a month off because of that.
Wow, that's not very fun.
No, kind of
Well,
sucked.
yeah, so you left Minneapolis, you came to Lawrence. Why did you choose KU?
It just looked like a really friendly atmosphere, and it doesn't get to 20 below in the winter, which is nice. And it just seemed like they wanted to have me here, so I was really happy to make the transition and become a Jayhawk.
Awesome, yeah. And then your major is atmospheric science.
Correct.
So what kind of things interest you about atmospheric science?
Well, I'm kind of a overall weather nerd, but I'm kind of a spaz when it comes to like extreme weather, especially hurricanes. I'm a big hurricane guy.
So the hurricane this year, was it Hurricane Florence? What kind of
Yeah.
interested you about that hurricane specific?
Well, I just love staring or gawking at the infrared images, the satellite loops. I could literally do that all day. And right now we're actually having another one. Michael is forming in the Gulf as we speak. So.
So if you could, would you ever like travel into a hurricane?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so you'd
for
be
sure,
one of
yeah.
those weather guys?
Yeah,
that's-
hurricane hunter. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Or tornado chaser. I do that too.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
Definitely. Well, I guess what other things about Minneapolis are interesting? You know, what kind of things have you brought from Minneapolis to Lawrence?
Well, I mean, in terms of things that are interesting, it's really nice in the summertime. We have a giant spoon and cherry is like this art museum. I'm not sure what it's called. I just know that there's a giant spoon and cherry. Also, Vikings. Vikings are pretty good. So yeah, my diehard fandom for the Vikings. It's pretty much it.
Okay. How do you think the Vikings will do kind of upcoming
This
season?
year?
Yeah.
Well, they just had a pretty big win against the Eagles, which
Okay.
I was not very optimistic about going into it, and we won, so I'm pretty happy about that. And it's starting to look like it's going to turn around, but you never know. There could be an implosion. You never know. But I'm pretty optimistic.
Okay, I see. Well, also, you know, you just joined our show and you're going to kind of be helping out with weather. So kind of what things are you seeing today that are interesting with the weather?
Well, it was raining. The last couple of days, it's just all it did was rain, and it finally seemed to it stopped today, which was super nice. But it's going to rain again tonight and all through tomorrow, which kind of sucks, but what can you do?
I see. Okay, well, do you have anything else you want to add or anything like that?
Yeah, I do. First, hi, Mom. And two, this table that you're saying, it's not real, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it from you, and we're happy to have you on the show. And
for having me.
thank you. This is Chris Johnson, and thank you. And I guess that's all we have. And news is up next, so that's all we have.
Welcome back, I'm Dean.
And I'm Nathaniel. This is your Good Evening KU News Update. After weeks of controversy, Judge Brett Kavanaugh was sworn in as a member of the United States Supreme Court on Saturday. The Senate voted 50-48 in favor of the nomination, locking in a conservative majority on the nation's highest authority.
The Lawrence City Commission will meet tomorrow to decide whether the age to buy tobacco products should be raised to 21. Nearly 20 municipalities in Kansas have raised the minimum age over the past 12 months. The new law would apply to the selling, but not the possession of all tobacco products, including e-cigarettes and devices that vaporize nicotine liquid.
The KU volleyball team pushed its winning streak to 7 with a 4-set victory over Baylor on Saturday in Horsch Family Athletic Center. After dropping the first set to the Bears, the Jayhawks fought back behind 19 kills from junior Jade Burse. KU is now 11-4 overall and 4-0 in the Big 12 Conference, with the number 4 ranked Texas Longhorns coming to town on Wednesday.
The football team hung tough for 3 quarters before eventually falling 38-22 at West Virginia on Saturday. KU's bend but don't break defense forced 3 turnovers in the end zone, but couldn't hold back the Mountaineers in the fourth quarter. Freshman standout Puka Williams was kept out out of the end zone and held to 120 all-purpose yards, including a 39-yard kickoff return. KU has a bye week before facing Texas Tech in Lubbock on October 20th.
After losing last year's first ever soccer match with Kansas State, KU got its revenge on Friday night in Manhattan. Juniors Katie McClure and Taylor Christie each scored first half goals, and the Jayhawk defense shut out the Wildcats, even the Sunflowers Showdown Series at 1 victory apiece. KU will continue conference play at Rock Chalk Park this weekend, hosting TCU on Friday and Texas Tech on Sunday.
And for the first time in Kansas women's tennis history, a doubles team has won the tournament title at the prestigious Riviera ITA All-American Championships. KU seniors Nina Kamichnilkaya and Janet Koch defeated the number 17th ranked Stanford team 6-3 and 6-2.
That'll wrap it up for today's news and sports update. Keep watching, and after the break, we'll be back with the weather.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. I am Kaylin Cameron filling in for Madison tonight. She is studying for a test, so she will not be able to join us tonight. But let's go ahead and get started with our weather segment here. And we are going to get started with a look at the current hazards that have been issued by local National Weather Service offices for the area. And if you look at the map, you can see that there is just a big stripe of green going up the map. Now, the lighter areas of green are flood warnings, and that's where the bulk of our precipitation has been over the past couple of days. But the darker green areas on the map here are also areas where flooding rains could be possible here within the next few days. And if we go ahead and take a look at the map of the expected precipitation until Saturday, we can see that there is definitely a lot of rain that is possible for almost all of the state. And even as much as 5 inches of rain is possible over portions of Cloud County. And if we go ahead and take a look here in eastern Kansas, we can also see that 1 to 2 inches of rain is possible for the area. And off in central Kansas, you could see up to 3 inches of rain. So definitely a pretty serious situation here possible. We could see a little bit of flooding with rains that are going to kind of be off and on here within the next few days. But it isn't just rain that we've been seeing. We've also been seeing cooler temperatures too. Now this is a high temperature map for tomorrow. And you can see that there's some warmer areas off here in eastern Kansas where the high will mostly be within the higher 60s to possibly even 70s. And if you go further on west, here in central Kansas, you can see that the temperatures are going to be in the 50s. And off in western Kansas, we'll actually see high temperatures tomorrow up in the 40s actually. And there are some areas that could actually see some frost or freeze warnings possible here within the next couple of days in western Kansas. However, most of that will stay off in western Kansas and probably won't come off over here to eastern Kansas. So if you love winter, then you're going to be waiting for a little while. And of course, while we're still on the topic of temperatures, this is the temperature outlook here for the next week or so. And you can see a lot of blue, especially the darker blue, over Kansas. And basically what that means is that temperatures are likely to be below average, and some temperatures off here in central and eastern Kansas could actually be way below average. And that's kind of unusual for this time of the year, but this is something that we could possibly see. So thank you for joining us tonight. We hope that Madison does well in her test, and we will not actually be joining us next Monday because that is fall break. But if Madison passes her test, then you will see her back on camera here in 2 weeks. So thank you for joining us, and we hope that you have a good day.